Hi, my name is Marian Jantia. Welcome to my vlog. I went to two stores to look for material. Didn't really find what I was looking for. I was looking for something much more specific, and I stopped. We were doing some minor errands, but I couldn't go to any additional places because we try not to travel during COVID as much as we can. So yeah, I mean, we wear our masks, and I have my 2 doses of Moderna, but we still try to minimize our interactions with the rest of the world. It's just us wanting to protect other people. That's it. So I don't know. Unrelated to my project, I'm feeling exhausted and drained, and maybe I wouldn't say depressed, just down today. Tired, down, but overall, I feel healthy and good, if that makes any sense. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen any news really. Try to stay away from it, and I haven't really read anything significant enough to share. Oh, except for, so I have mentioned, maybe not on here, but I have mentioned on Twitter that it would be great if Tesla starts a factory in India as well. So, with regards to India, I think my understanding was that they weren't going to build an actual car factory per se initially, but they were going to build maybe a battery storage plant or a maybe solar plant. And I think that makes a lot more sense at the moment, because first of all, India, I mean, I've seen some really large solar farms, I guess. Pictures and videos of them all across India. So they are building large power plants, and so battery storage would help stabilize the entire. Well, actually, it's more like it would stabilize all of the small microgrids in small towns all across India. And I don't know, I think maybe, I think Modi, Prime Minister Modi, and also Elon Musk might have, I don't know if they just tweeted or if they actually had some sort of telephone conversations or something, but I'm sure they strategized on ways to help accelerate power and sustainability in the country of India. And I think going about the route with building cars in India would be difficult at this moment, because Tesla vehicles are still very expensive, and I think the design in Tesla China will help lower the price overall of the vehicle. And just imagine making small microgrids all across India and villages all across India. It will help tremendously, like bring so many people out of poverty. Imagine little kids being able to use cell phones or internet connections from, like place one Starlink in town, place a couple of solar panels and a battery power storage thing from Tesla. And you could empower a lot of children to connect to the World Wide Web. And I think that would be a really powerful thing. And it would also, these microgrids are exactly what Tesla's been testing out in I think in Perth in West Australia, maybe Perth, I think so, or Adelaide area. And so it makes a lot of sense to focus on that over there, especially because if they could just, they don't need for micro storage, grid storage batteries. They don't need the most elite, most efficient, most powerful batteries out there. They just need something reliable and cheap. And India has a lot of amazingly intelligent and highly educated people. And so they could definitely find ways to continue cutting costs in battery technology. And over time, that would lead to even cheaper vehicles that could be locally produced. So, I don't know, it's a lot of really good things out of this, but I bet a lot of people are thinking that it's going to be a car factory, and I think I heard or read somewhere that it's not going to be a car factory, it's actually going to be battery related or solar related, and honestly that makes so much more sense. Yeah, I'm just it's crazy. Tesla is now in the 2 most populous and 2 of the top 10 at the very most or least most pollution emitting countries in the world. So this is going to have a very positive global impact on climate change. It's really exciting. Now, climate change, I feel like using those words versus global warming are a lot more appropriate because, yes, the climate is changing and nobody really understands it. I think one example I use to people, it may be incorrect, but I think it's a good icebreaker of sorts, is imagine you have a fresh glass of water and you place ice cubes in the glass of water. Now, over the course of time, those, let's say after 30 minutes, no, 25 minutes or so, your water is ice cold, right? And as the ice continues melting, the water becomes colder initially, and then it eventually warms up again to the point where, well, once the ice is all gone, there's nothing else to keep it cool. And so I feel like that's a good example of the most basic, dumbed down explanation of what's happening with more heat rising and pushing and then dropping around the excuse me, North and South Pole versus and pushing the Arctic vortices, I guess, further south. It's making the south colder, south of the Arctic Circle, and the Arctic Circle area warming up to some extent. Because right now I may not have power in the next, maybe not tomorrow, but on Monday there may not be any sort of power in our house. I hope that's not the case, because all of Texas is going through a really rough time right now with ice storms and maybe even some snow. So hopefully we're gonna all be safe out here. My name is Marian Jantia, signing off.